You know, if you are a homeowner, one of the things that you always have to pay attention to is your roof. And one of the things you need to pay attention to where your roof is concerned are weather-related concerns. I have Josh Tessmer with me right now, and he's with Teague Roofing Plus. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the weather, because I know we've talked before, and you know, doing what you do, there are so many different types of weather in the Ozarks, and every one of them can jump up and bite your roof.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, with roofs, we're always looking at hail.
Yeah.
But people do forget about when you're sitting here in the wintertime and it's getting well below freezing, it's raining, it's icing, it's sleeting, whatever it's doing. You know, in our area, we get a lot of ice dams, just different places where ice
Explain what that is, an ice dam.
So there's several different things. There can be artificial ones or there can be natural ones, which would be a natural one's going to be somewhere that water automatically gathers on your roof and there's nothing you can do about it. It's going to freeze up. It's why we put an ice and water perimeter around every roof that we do, because that's going to stop an ice dam from causing a leak in that area.
Okay.
And then you have artificial ones that will happen from limbs, leaves, different debris sitting up on your roof in valleys or on other sections where the water gathers and it dams it up so the water won't go anywhere. So it'll freeze and then it'll melt and cause a leak.
Water will eventually go somewhere.
And it's always going to follow a path of least resistance.
That's right. And that's the other thing I know in looking at different types of things where you get leaking inside. Just because it's leaking there doesn't mean it's leaking there through the roof.
Yep.
You could be in a whole different part of the roof, couldn't you?
Yep. No, there's lots of factors that can go into it. First off, how many layers your roof currently has on it.
Right.
Whether or not they have good felt underneath there, because sometimes it'll run through the shingle, hit the felt, and run down to another place. Or again, if there's an ice dam or something, it can be backing up from somewhere else and leaking.
Okay.
So.
And of course, you know, you're saying ice dam, but you're also referring to places that water can gather. So things you may not even be able to see from the ground, some little limb that's on your roof, that can cause it. So that's springtime stuff.
Oh, yep. Yep. No. And like I said, I mean, all throughout that time. I mean, you know, the springtime, the fall, when you've got limbs falling off, when you've got leaves falling off. You know, people think about getting up in the springtime to clean their roof off, but we really suggest that you do it during the wintertime too, because again, you've got an issue that can come in and can really cause you trouble.
What about the heat?
So the heat during the summer and stuff like that, you're going to want to watch it for ventilation. You're going to watch things like that. Even the way we heat our attics and everything, you want to make sure that you have, well, we heat our houses and our attics heat up naturally from that. We want to make sure that there's ventilation so that you're not doing damage to the underneath of your shingles.
Well, I know that when I had a ceiling fan installed, you know, the vent type of fan, and you better have the right kind of ventilation then, or you're going to start, the shingles are going to start prying themselves up.
Yeah, and you'll have trouble with heat blistering, which is basically just where granules start popping off because it'll blister up and bust. You'll have shingles that'll get dried up and everything else from underneath, and then they'll start breaking or they'll start raising up, like you're saying, and yes, there'll be lots of issues with heat.
Nail pops?
So nail pops are a big thing that, again, winter or summer can happen. We would talk about expansion and contraction. Well, you have that with the heat and the cold coming in, especially in our area where one day it may be 20 degrees and then 90 in the afternoon.
Yes,
you know,
that's the Ozarks.
And so those are going to cause nail pops, which they say it takes about a year to a year and a half to actually know a nail pop is leaking.
Yeah.
But by the time you know, you're going to have all sorts of sheetrock damage. So you want to get people up there giving inspections, looking at that.
And that's why they talk to someone like you. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, I can fix the roof. You need to call a professional.
You need to call a professional and a local professional, because something you're going to run into is a lot of these storm chasers will come around and they will get up and do damage to your roofs so that they can claim that there's hail damage. And first off, when an insurance company comes out there, they're going to note that, because you can't mimic hail just by doing it a little bit. But I've seen things, not in this area, but online, where someone damaged a garage door trying to make it look like the garage door was dented. You know, people can get get up if they don't know what they're doing on a roof. They can do damage to the roof.
Insurance inspectors know. They
Yep.
spot that kind
Yep.
of stuff. Hey, if people want more information about all the services that you have to offer, how do they get that?
So they can call us at 417-883-6977. They can visit us on our website at teagueroofingplus.com, or they can come to our office at 6149 West US Highway 60 in Republic.
And the great thing is you can find them 24/7. Teague Roofing Plus.